And our guest today is Mike Messina from the Community Action Partnership of Cambria County. We're talking Red Ribbon Week. And first of all, the first question I have is, how did Red Ribbon Week get started before we go into what it is?
Great story. It started in Mexico in 1947 when a boy named Enrique Camarena was born. Enrique was born poor. His house had a dirt floor. I mean, he was born very poor. He didn't go to school. And then when he was about 10 years old, 8 or 10 years old, his family immigrated to California. And they picked fruit. They were immigrants to our country. And Enrique got to go to school. And he actually became the most popular senior. He was voted most popular senior in his high school class. He became a United States Marine. And from that, he got his American citizenship. And then he fulfilled his lifelong dream of being a policeman. And so for a number of years, he was a policeman. And then the Drug Enforcement Administration said, Enrique, you've got a great record. You know, you speak perfect Spanish as well as English. We want to train you to go back to Mexico undercover and find out about the cartels that are smuggling heroin, marijuana, cocaine across the border. You can tell us how they're doing it, and then we can bust them. Now, this was around 1980 at that time, late 70s, 1980. Enrique wanted to do this, but his wife said, Enrique, you have 2 young boys. This is too dangerous. Enrique's mother said, no, Enrique, don't do it. It's too dangerous. But he said, look, the Drug Enforcement Administration is giving me an opportunity to really serve this country. It's my adopted country. In Mexico, I'd be a poor farmer. Here, I have the American dream. I want to do this. So he took the training. He went back to Mexico. He started working undercover. And he found out like who was smuggling drugs, and he was starting to turn them in. When it's believed that corrupt Mexican police told on him to the cartels, and one day he was walking down the street, 5 men grabbed him, threw him in the back of a car, and drove Enrique to a warehouse. Dealers, the cartel. But they did badly torture him, and he did die. About a month later, his body was found. Drug enforcement agents from America flew across the border. They brought his body back, and they gave him a great burial with honors. That if only Enrique could see what his life meant. 80 million people, mostly school kids, are going to be wearing a ribbon, and they've done that every year against drugs the last week of October. As long as I'm doing this work, any school that wants a red ribbon for any of their kids and staff, we'll get them free of charge, and I'll deliver them right to that school in Cambria County. And that's a promise that I'm keeping. And that's what it means to me, Red Ribbon. It resonated with me because in my own family, my dad came from Sicily as a kid at Enrique's age, he and his younger brother. They got to go to school here. They learned English as a second language. Unfortunately, they got caught up in the Great Depression and World War II. And my dad's kid brother was a Marine who was killed in action on Iwo Jima. And so I feel the sacrifice, like many families across America, immigrant families and the second generation, we need to remember the sacrifices of those who came before us. And that's what Enrique has meant to people across America. School kids learn his story, and they're just amazed that he made that sacrifice. It's not unusual, but that's what Red Ribbon is all about.
That's quite a history. Now, what does it mean today, 33 years or 23 years after 1994?
You know what's surprising is, Mitch, it's still very popular in the schools. Like the guidance counselors and the teachers and the people say, our kids look forward to this week so much. And here's what they do. They have drug education programs and assemblies, yes, but they also have fun this week. They actually have different things for each day, like the wear clothes backwards day, funny hat day, funny footwear day. They do different things for each day of the week. And usually there's a dance or a football game where they have some special discount or some special kind of thing. They tied in a little bit to Halloween, but we got to remember the main point of this is it's a visible reminder not to use drugs, that drugs are dangerous unless needed for medical reasons. There's no guaranteed safe use of drugs. That's my main message when I go and do programs in the schools. Parents need to be, and there's so many parents. I see them who really care about their kids, the American working men and women who are out on their feet and at the checkout counter, just long hours, low wages. They're doing the best they can for their kids. They got to remember to really be there for the kids and give that strong anti-drug message.